Let me share this real quick on Twitter. All right, we are live. Let me fix this real quick. Change the thing. I think that's that. Let's talk about not only what happened today, but what happened this whole week in boxing. Hello, Wesley. Nice to have you here again. I stole like 5 of these from, well, I don't want to say stole because they were free, but I took like 5 of these from the press conference today, and I'm not even mad about it, even though this just happened. So how do you guys feel about Jacobs versus Chavez Jr.? As we know, this has been, long rumored that this fight was actually going to become official, and today it finally became official. Daniel Jacobs will be taking on Chavez Jr. At 168. Hello, my Australian friend. You're from Australia, right? I actually don't know why this fight is happening. A fight that would have made more sense would have been Angulo versus Chavez Jr., since they're both older and they're both kind of, in meme terms, I guess, washed. They're both more equally calibered than Jacobs and Chavez Jr. And I honestly don't know why this was approved, especially with all the boxers dying and all the boxers, becoming injured more easily. I don't understand how they would approve Jacobs versus Chavez Jr. when Chavez Jr. has not fought in what, 2 years? So I don't understand why the commission was like, yeah, sure, do it. But I'm not in the commission and I'm not some sort of big shot in this, so I don't know why it was approved. But I guess it's on because a lot of people are wondering how the fight is going to continue on if Chavez Jr. was suspended, right, by the commission because he was avoiding a VADA testing. Yeah, it does. Australian home getting. Thank you so much for being here anyway. It means a lot. While you can be. But yeah, a lot of people are like, wait, how is the fight still going on when Chavez Jr. was suspended because he was evading a anti-doping test? And the reason that is because that was the I believe the Nevada commission, and so that's why they're fighting now in Phoenix. So this fight's gonna be on a Friday. On a Friday, the zone in Phoenix, so that the Nevada Commission has nothing to say there, and if anybody else is going to allow it, then they're just gonna keep going on with the fight. I don't mind that he's fighting. I just wish it would have been against again a better matched opponent, because from what we remember, yes, Chavez Jr. fought some rando in August. He fought some rando in Mexico, I believe, and it was just a 1 round thing. Like I have a feeling the guy like felt the power and he was like, I don't want to do this. I already got paid. I'm not doing this, right? And that's it. Like he didn't really he didn't do much. That was a 1 round thing, less than a round actually. Yeah, it is all business and it kind of sucks. And I honestly, let's be honest, they take advantage of the fact that the hardcore boxing fans are still going to watch no matter what. Because look at what happened last week with Canelo versus Kovalev. Last week with Canelo versus Kovalev, we waited over an hour, right, for the main event to start because of UFC shit. Over UFC. That's why we waited. For the main event, for the biggest attraction to the zone, for the biggest paid athlete in boxing. We waited an hour and a half. Now, that's just disrespect to me. That's disrespectful to people from the real boxing fans, because you're catering to hopefully the UFC fans, once the fight's over, they can come to the zone and subscribe real quick, and that's why you want to delay the fight. You are catering to people that are not even your hardcore fans. So it is really rude. Hi, Alan. I thought it was really fucked up that the zone did that. That the zone chose to not put the fight. It's a stream. It's not like you're gonna play something after. It's not like you have to stay on schedule. It's not like you have to follow a certain schedule. It's a stream. So why are you doing that? I didn't get the chance to see the press conference. Chavez looked very relaxed, but Chavez looked like, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he just doesn't look right in the head, and I don't want to be mean about it. Like, I don't want to be mean about it, but he just doesn't look all there. And I think we've all seen it in his YouTube or Instagram lives. I mean, he goes live and he's just like talking nonsense. And I don't know if you guys saw that picture he put on Instagram with like Oscar Valdez and Ryan Garcia, and it was like a long ass caption, but it didn't make sense. Like, who wrote this and what stage were they in when they wrote this? Because it didn't make no goddamn sense. So he just looked kind of like, like he looked rough. It's all about pay, you little moms. Huh? Yeah, he just looks like, and I mean, I interviewed him, and that's what I came in here to ask you guys, because I interviewed Chavez Jr., but I got a new camera, and apparently, I don't know if my microphone just is not compatible with it, or if, somebody stepped on it and it unplugged. I don't know, but mid interview, there was no sound, or there was some sound, but it was like all muffled and stuff. So I was wondering if I just still post it and just do like a transcription of it, like a transcript, and just do a voiceover, or if I just leave it alone and take an L, because it sucked to like come home and try to edit it and see that it was like basically just muffled. Chavez don't belong in there. Definitely not against Jacobs. I totally agree, Flip. I totally agree. I think he should, like I said, if he's gonna fight, he should be fighting Angulo. Angulo at 168. That fight was supposed to be an undercard of Wilder Fury, if I'm not mistaken. And then same thing, because of the him not being able to make whatever, or not testing, or getting injured or something like that, it was a no-go. But that fight against Angulo had also been talked about for a while. So I don't understand why Chavez Jr. would agree to come back against someone like Jacob, especially his dad advising him. I don't think his dad's advising him very well. If he's, I mean, he's his own person, but if I was Chavez Jr.'s dad, if I was Chavez Sr., I'd be like, son, don't do this, because how are you going to be able to do all this, And I did ask Chavez Jr. if he would like to rematch Canelo at his own weight class, and he said, yeah, he would even go to 168, I mean 175. That he would even fight Canelo 175 if Canelo was up for it. So who knows? Because at this point, I don't really give much of a fudge ball about Chavez Jr. I think he's long gone. I don't think he should have been fighting anyway. But, money, I guess he needs the money, or you know what? No, I actually don't know about the money. I think he just wants to really prove that he can still do it, or at least try to make it competitive, unlike he did with Canelo, because that fight sucked. Junior anda bien arreglado, que no, arreglado. He was wearing some pants like that were ripped, but had like a cheetah print on them. It was pretty cute. If Chavez Jr. survives it, it will only be because Jacobs pities him. I don't think Jacobs is going to take any type of mercy on him. And that's the thing, like, Jacobs didn't stay long. He didn't do a lot of, and I think he only did like 2 interviews individually, because he was he looked very heavy, heavy hearted still over the fact that Patrick Day passed away. He even mentioned Patrick Day in the press conference, how much his death had impacted him, and he looked down. He looked very sad. You could tell that affected him a lot, and it sucks that had to happen. And he said, though, that by fight night he will be ready. But he's like, he said something like, I think this is a good caliber opponent, about fucking Chavez Jr. And I wanted to be like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean a good caliber opponent? Are you serious? Like, I wanted to, how you're supposed to ask questions? I wanted to be like, hey, please define caliber opponent. Because you could have fought Boo Boo or Charlo, because hasn't Jacobs been beefing with Charlo forever? Like, they've been beefing. I know that him and Charlo been beefing. And I know now that he's with DAZN, it might not, I mean, Jacobs been with Matchroom, but, because of the whole PBC thing, maybe it wouldn't be able to happen. But what do you mean good caliber opponent? You got Boo Boo in your weight class and with DAZN, which you're both going to be, that could have happened. And you got Charlo beef. Why are you not fighting them? That's good caliber opponent. Chavez Jr. at this point is not good caliber opponent. So I don't know what the fuck he meant by that. No, I mean like Lupillo Rivera song. I am confusion. What do you mean Lupillo Rivera? You know what? I like Lupillo Rivera, but I don't know what arreglado means. What song that is, I mean. Hello, Nighthawk 13666. Jacobs beat Charlo. Okay. But I want to see it, AB. I don't I don't think it's far fetched that Jacobs could beat Charlo, but I want to see it. And I'm not saying anything because Jacob has fought some good opposition. He fought Triple G, Canelo, Derevyanchenko. That's good enough for me. Like that's good opposition. But Chavez Jr. though, I mean, I guess he's entitled to a payday. Like especially now finally fighting at 168 because he's been basically struggling to make 160. So the 168, no more 2 day weigh-in, no more starving yourself or having to sign off that you won't rehydrate. This is gonna be, I just don't see it how it's gonna be competitive. I feel like this is just gonna be a shutout. Boxer of the year. Oh, that's a good question. I think I'm gonna have to go with Andy Ruiz, especially if he beats Joshua the second time around. I feel like it has to be. Whoops, that's los Tucanes. So how do you mix up Tucanes de Tijuana with Rupillo? Come on, buddy. Yeah, but I think Boxer of the Year's Christopher has to be Andy Ruiz so far, and if he beats AJ again, I think he's even more so. Another shit going on. Are you guys interested at all about Logan Paul and KSI bullshit? I'm personally not, but I want to hear you guys' opinion. What about Errol Spence beating Porter or Garcia? I mean, I expected him to be both of them, so I didn't really like. I don't think that's like amazing. Like, I mean, good for him, and he is a top welterweight, but I was expecting both of those outcomes, so I wasn't really like surprised, and I don't know. Thank you so much, Fortnite giveaways. Who do you got if Andy Ruiz fights Wilder? Oof. I think I'm gonna have to go with Wilder just because we've seen it before. We look how beautiful Ortiz boxed. And Ortiz is one of the guys that boxes because he has that Cuban style and he hits heavy because he's a fucking heavyweight. But I think I have to go with Wilder because it's not if he catches you, it's when he catches you. And that Alabama right hand is like no fucking joke. So I'm going to have to go with Wilder over AJ. I mean over over Ruiz because as fast as Ruiz is, um Wilder's fucking right hand is just out of this world, and he will, he's knocked out everyone he's fought except Fury, and even that was pretty close. No, it's a disgrace to boxing. KSI and Logan Paul shouldn't be a thing. You know what? That's crazy though because when I went to the presser for Jacobs versus Chavez Jr. today, they were gonna do the Logan Paul KSI Lil Wayans after, and there were so many teenagers. Like this guy had like the hair like this. Hold on. Like he had his hair like this, and he had like a hat on a snapback with like the thing flipped up, and he was wearing like some weird looking pants. And I told my friend, like jokingly, I'm like, look, that's definitely like the demographic that this zone's targeting right now. And then I look at him more, and he's wearing a Logan Paul shirt. And I'm like, oh shit! I was saying that as a joke, but that's actually their fucking fans. And again, I didn't. Besides the media people, I did not see not one fucking adult there. Like, so I'm guessing the zone's like trying to have the kids or the teenagers as their parents for like, hey dad, can you let me borrow your credit card so I can pay this? And either they're gonna pay $100 one time, or they're going to pay $20, and then the card's gonna keep getting charged, and their parents aren't even gonna know where the fuck that's coming from. So yeah, I mean, I saw like Shannon Briggs are supposedly got in a fight with somebody, but at this point I feel like it's just all publicity. Don't sleep on Ortiz in the rematch. The man is serious. See, I would love for Ortiz to win, and I have nothing against Wilder, nothing at all. But Ortiz, like, I feel like he's older already. He deserves to be a champion, and I hope he like just beats Wilder and retires with the belts. That'd be great. But like I was really mad. I'm not gonna lie. I was really mad when King Kong turned down the AJ fight after the whole thing with fucking baby Miller. Like I was so mad because I'm like, yo, you could have fucking taken this fight, and maybe that could have been you. That could have been you knocking down Joshua. But then he's like, oh no, I have a rematch with Wilder, and they promised me a rematch with Wilder. But I'm like, that doesn't make sense because that rematch wouldn't have happened if Fury wouldn't have gone to ESPN, because the reason that thing fell off is because he went to ESPN. Right? The rematch between Wilder and Fury fell off because it was supposed to happen next, but he went to ESPN. So if that would have wouldn't have happened, Ortiz wouldn't even had a rematch. He did knock down Fury. He knocked him down, but he didn't knock him out. Do you think Ortiz versus Andy would be a good match? I think Andy's too fast for Ortiz. Andy's just too fucking fast. He has really fast hands and combinations. While Ortiz, even though he does hit fucking hard, he's slower. You know, he's big. El Jefe, saludos. Oh, hey, they got fans, but Logan Paul said he'd rather do UFC. I think UFC would be more fitting for them than boxing. Honestly, like, I just don't get it. They have KSI and Logan Paul, and they want to bring new eyes to the sport, right? But then what after? In order to cater to those same fans, you're gonna have to keep putting content like this at least once a month. Like, what are you gonna do? Keep putting YouTubers against each other, or celebrities against each other? Like, what are you gonna do to keep these people to supposedly fall in love? Because how are you gonna fall in love? How are you supposed to fall in love with boxing when you put Billy Joe Saunders on undercard? Nothing against Billy Joe Saunders. He's he's more of a boxing style wise guy, but I don't think those people that are there to see KSI and Logan Paul fight each other and go nuts at each other are going to fall in love with Billy Joe Saunders being, some boxing guru. Like, I just don't see it. Devin Haney's a shit. I love Devin Haney. That's probably the only reason why I would watch that card, just because of Devin Haney. But again, this is still like, no, I don't think these are names that would get the YouTube crowd like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to fall in love with boxing. I'm going to watch everything else, and I want to be interested in this. I just don't see it happening. Unless, again, they do like, Canelo versus Logan Paul's brother, whatever the fuck his name is. Who would you think win, Jacobs or Chavez Jr.? I think Jacobs, and it's not even going to be competitive. Chavez Jr. is done. He's been done. He doesn't throw punches. He's just not that. He ain't it. He ain't it anymore. I don't think he ever was it. He kind of, had a good run for like a couple fights earlier in his career. And then I don't know what the fuck happened to him. Who is Virgil fighting next? We don't know yet. He hasn't told us. And there's no there's talks of opponents, but there's no actual negotiations. But he is fighting December 13th in India at the Fantasy Springs. He's headlining his own card, so be ready for that. But the opponent's still not a for sure thing. Hello, Taha Masood. Wilder will finish him quicker. See, calculated risk? I think so too. I think this time Wilder is going to knock out Ortiz quicker, but Ortiz ducked AJ. LF, I don't think he ducked him. I this is not really mean. I think he actually maybe was on something. He's been caught with whatever. He said it was like his heart pressure medication or something like that. Heart something medication or blood pressure medication. Blood pressure medication. And then he's like, oh, that's what was found in me that is banned. I wasn't really taking anything. So I honestly think that he was maybe cycling off of something and he couldn't take the fight. That's just my opinion, though. Either that or he really wanted just that rematch with Wilder. But it didn't. Also, we know that Eddie Hearn has done Ortiz dirty before, promising him an AJ fight, and it didn't happen. So I feel like he just wanted that rematch with Wilder because he felt like he almost had him, Where's Cumbia at? Where is Cumbia? Ortiz was unfortunately, yeah, he's still an old man, even more now. Do you think Wilder is the only one beating Andy? No, I think maybe Fury, because Fury has like this really awkward style. He's like super lengthy, and he's not like a noodle. He just moves really slick. Maybe Fury can too, just because his style is so fucking awkward. Why are you retracting your messages? Their opponents are made to make them look like Mike Tyson, so they think you'll help. Still, though, come on. I don't know. I just don't see it happening. I just don't get it. I'm not knocking the hustle because I get it. Like, these guys are getting paid and whatever, and the zone's going to get a shit ton of subscriptions, or especially for that month at least. But then for the long-term boxing fans, again, see, I took classes in school about marketing and shit. And yeah, of course you want to market to new audiences, but you can't forget your customers that are your customers already. You know, yes, you can market and try to influence the people you want to bring in, but you're completely neglecting the people that are already in there. But again, I feel like they just take advantage of boxing fans because they're like, well, boxing fans are going to watch anyway. Boxing fans are going to tolerate this anyway. No matter what we do, they're going to stay and they're going to watch because they're hardcore fans and is what they do. So whatever, we can just deal with them later. You know what I mean? Um, a lost focus is into model lifestyle lately. A lost focus. Who's into the model lifestyle? Oh, AJ. I thought I said A lost. AJ. I haven't really been keeping up with AJ. I'm not gonna lie. Did you see Donaire versus Inoue? Yes, I did. That shit hurt my feelings. But I'm so proud of Nonito Donaire because I was expecting Inoue to knock him out within like 5, 6 rounds. I was like, oh, I love Nonito, and yeah, he's gonna give it some of a fight, but he's just too old, and and Inoue's too good. But bro, I don't take anything away from Inoue because he's still that bitch. Inoue's still that bitch, but dude, Nonito Donaire, like I can't believe he went the whole distance. Especially how'd you get up after that 11th round body shot? Like that shit hurt me. So yes, that shit hurt it. Do you agree boxing popularity is declining? Animations are killing boxing with ticket sales, and I think it is declining because even the people like I've seen friends who watch like the big cards, and then they see the scorecards and they're like, "Yo, this is boxing." They're like, "That's corrupt." Or I've talked to people who they say to me, "Oh, I used to watch boxing, but it's all business now," and I'm like, "Damn, you're right." And I can't even say anything to defend it because I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. It is." And it sucks, but it is MMA is definitely going to be bigger than boxing in the coming years. That my brother's into that bare knuckle shit, so I know that bare knuckle shit is gonna be becoming more popular. So it just sucks. Like it fucking sucks. I don't see how Devin Haney, Billy Joe would be okay with put it, but yeah. I agree, Christopher. Most of the boxers that I talked to, especially this weekend when I was in Vegas, they're like, I would never fucking fight an undercard. But let's just hope maybe they're getting paid well, and that's why they're doing it. Like I'd be like, you better fucking pay me more. See, those are two title fights, right? So how are you gonna have two title fights in the undercard of like a YouTube event? Like you should have had all YouTubers on that fucking card or all celebrities and shit. Because how are you gonna put two title lists in there? Like that personally makes no fucking sense to me. Am I cool with Eddie Hearn? Well, I don't dislike him. I just, he's there. I saw him today. I actually got invited to a party that they're having tonight, a matchroom party. Gotta work. Billy Joe Saunders needs to be tested for PD. Yeah, well, supposedly he already tested and he blamed it on like nasal spray. So who knows? But that was what people were defending is that was only banned that was only banned here in the U.S. and not in the U.K. So that's how they were defending that. Boxing business, aka ducking and defensive fighting styles are killing. See, I don't mind defensive boxing styles because I know every style is different. I don't mind Billy Joe. I don't mind more, Boo Boo. I don't mind them. I just feel like okay, well, but put other good shit like put don't put them. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't mind them. But I can see why people who are casuals would mind it. Ortiz don't want to take a fight on short notice. Yes, it was a chance. I gotta give it. No. I disagree, Christopher, because this is a title shot. Like I don't care if I train or not. Like I'm fucking taking it. It's a title shot. How are you gonna say no to that? Oh, but you're right. They be lowballing people. It's true, but still, I don't give a fuck about the money. At his age, I'd be like, I just need a belt. Because and then who else was he gonna make that type? It was still like a million or two. So you're still gonna be making a million or two, and then you're done, and you might become champion. I don't agree. It's street fighting. Boxing is an art. MMA is a street fighting. Yeah, but not everybody appreciates art, buddy. Not everybody appreciates art, and I agree with you. Yes, MMA is more like, well, I'm just gonna fucking come at you, and I'm gonna try to block it, but there's not really any like skills to it as much. You can punch hard and maybe dodge, but I agree with that. I don't know. Hey, what do you think of Virgil, the Boogeyman Ortiz Jr.? I think Virgil is the real deal. I think he's ready for some good fighters at 147 now, and that's the next step. I think ever since he fought, what's his name? Orozco, now he should only keep fighting better fighters. And I think, a fight against Thurman or Danny Garcia, Granados, someone like that. Well, I mean, a lot of people say, oh, not Thurman because, he's still dangerous, or not Danny Garcia. But B-listers like Granado, and those guys that are 147 fighters, but that are B level, those would be good opponents for Virgil. But I think he's a real deal. What do you think of? Oh, that's if Nonito was 3 years younger, he would have knocked Inoue out. He almost got him in the 8th and 9th, but his gas tank was short. I think in the 5th too, right? He landed like a really good punch in the 5th. However, no, I don't think so. I feel like with Donaire, he was fighting at a higher weight class, which he was still doing good enough in, but then he went back down to bantamweight and he got much better. Nonito fought the Great Heart and stopped back. Yeah, that liver shot, yo, the way he like went around. Alexis Espino, he leaves himself way open. I don't mind him. I seen him in the undercard for the Gallita fight in Sonora, and I know he's fighting soon. He leaves himself way open sometimes, but good kid. Diego Pacheco, I think, has more of a promise just because he's so fucking tall and lengthy, and he has power. Like, that kid can punch. So both of them, I think, they're still really early in their career. That's just the thing. Why do they have both, like, 3-4 fights? So good for, I think those are guys you really should keep up with. But right now they're leaving themselves, especially Alexis, leaving themselves way fucking open. Arturo, hello. Jacob, this is Chavez. Prediction. I think Arturo Jacobs, just by a long shot. I don't even think it'll be competitive at all. Like, I just don't see what Chavez Jr. could pull out of his ass to give us like a competitive fight. I just don't see it. Hey, Victor, won decisively. Yes, he did. Defensive fighting style doesn't kill boxing. Mayweather was killing the numbers and views. Exactly, Christopher. See, I agree with that, even though most people are watching him hoping he lost. But I don't mind. I personally don't mind defensive styles. I love watching defensive styles. It looks fucking cool to make a guy miss and make him look fucking foolish. But I also really like putazos. Chicana's the type of person that thinks Easter versus Blasphemy was a classic. No, hell no, Jefe, don't do me like that. That shit, oh my God, didn't they landed less than 10 punches every round. Like, that shit, and then they were like, oh, rematch. No, motherfuckers, don't ever fight again. Don't ever fight each other again. Fuck off with all that. And I don't think it was Easter's fault as much as it was Barthelomew's, because look at Easter's fight against Granados that just happened. That was a good fight. Damn, I hate it. That fight was just fucking weird with Bartholomew. But Mayweather was playing the enemy though. Yes. I don't have a phone. Lara fights puts brothers who insomnia to sleep. Didn't Oscar de la Hoya say that about Mayweather Berto? He's like, every time my kids won't go to sleep, I put Mayweather Berto on and they don't make it past the 3rd round or something like that. She had me dead. What do you think of Arthur Bertabiev? How to beat him? I don't think anybody can beat Bertabiev. Nobody beat him in the amateurs. That's a professional now. So I don't think they are. I think Volsdik was had the best shot out of all of them to beat him, and he didn't. Kovalev would get wrecked by Bertabiev, and Kovalev has lost 3-4 times to Bertabiev in the amateurs. They all lost. All the current champions lost to Bertabiev in the amateurs. All of them. So I feel like, especially now in the profession, I don't think anybody beats him. I think he knocks all those motherfuckers out. And I would love to see it. What do you think of Jacobs and Chavez? I think that's a mismatch. They're just trying to get money. How much money they're going to make? I don't think like a lot of money, because people know that Chavez is old news. But, the casuals are going to be like, Chavez Jr. is back. And the Mexicans from Sinaloa, they're going to be like, we got Chavez Jr. against Jacobs, who people think beat Triple G. Some people think he beat Canelo. And the ice cream truck. So I think for the casuals, maybe, but I just don't see how it's like a big thing. Who does Virgil fight like, in your opinion? Cotto Morales, Fernando Vargas? I don't think he fights like any of them. Virgil has his own style. I cannot compare him to, especially not Cotto. I think he has his own style because he's not just like some come forward guy, Jojo, and he's not like footwork and defensive awesome style like Cotto. He has his own, little things here and there. Jojo Diaz about to beat Tevin Farmer till his eyes straighten up. Well, that's rude, buddy. I'm tired of those motherfuckers fighting on Twitter. Like, can you guys just, like, fight for reals? And it pissed me off because Tevin Farmer turned down a fight with Jojo Diaz before. Yet he still showed up to the weigh-in and talking shit. Like, how are you gonna talk shit when you turned down the fight, homie? Like, Terran Farmer has turned down fights with JoJo before. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see no Twitter. Oh, we're gonna meet up and I'm taking a flight. Like, I don't care about that. Either fight or don't. Stop Twitter fingering. I'm cool with counterpuncher footwork angles, but fuck, hate clinching. Yeah, clinching is ass. Fucking Ward used to clinch a lot. Did you see Diaz walk up to Farmer and tell him he was gonna beat his ass? I seen all of it. I want to see my boy Estrada versus Inoue next. Oof, I feel like Inoue would sleep Estrada. He would hurt him. Chavez Jr. is a bum. I don't like calling fighters bums. I don't like that shit. But he's just, I want to say he's just, it is also kind of mean, but he's kind of washed. Which weight class is Estrada? Superfly. Jacobs could beat Triple G, but he didn't bring up the 12, so I gave it to Triple G. Yeah, I don't know, Christopher, why people had, so many people had Jacobs winning. To me, it wasn't even that competitive. What do you think of Inoue versus Pantera Neri? Pantera Neri's cool, but he never makes weight. And then Pantera Neri, wasn't he caught like with like banned substances too? Ward versus Berdabiev. Can you guys leave Ward in retirement? Like, Ward's the new Floyd. Everybody's like, oh, he's gonna come out of retirement. Oh, come out of retirement. Leave the man retired. Like, why do you guys want to see him come back? And especially against Berdabiev. Come on, leave him alone. Tank got serious Twitter fingers. They both do. Bomb equals sea level. No, just say sea level. Don't say bomb. Estrada would beat Inoue. See, I like Estrada, but Inoue is just, he's too powerful. Estrada, yeah, he boxes better. Oh, Estrada, he looks, and I mean this in the least sexual or romantic way, he looks so fucking sexy in the ring. Like, he moves so well, but it's just power-wise. I think, damn, fuck, who can beat, even after, Nonito giving him a good fight, I just don't see anybody beating, I just don't. Fuck no, I wouldn't want to see Canelo versus Ward. I'm tired of people bringing up Ward. Let him stay retired. Honestly, he was salty as hell about Kovalev fighting Canelo because of the payday. He was like talking mad shit. Why do you guys want to drag Ward out of retirement to fight Canelo? You guys been saying that Canelo's fights, Canelo only fights people that are out of the prime. Canelo only fights people who are already leaving boxing. Canelo's fighting old motherfuckers. So then why do you guys want Ward to come out? So that you guys can keep saying that? So that you guys can keep saying that Canelo's fighting retired guys? So you guys can say Canelo's fighting old fighters? So you guys can keep saying that Canelo's fighting people off their prime? That's why? What does Canelo gain out of this? Canelo gains nothing out of fighting Ward. Nothing. Because they're still going to say, he's fighting old people. Or they're going to say he's past his prime. Or they're going to say, or let's say Ward, because we know how Ward is. He clinches, he's more tactical, he headbutts, he elbows, but he's, he's tactical. That's not the style that that favors Canelo. All tactical fighters are going to give Canelo problems. So not only is he going to look stupid if Ward toys around with him like that and he's unable to cut off the ring, but then he's going to also be called, this old motherfucker did, he didn't let you cut off the ring. This old dude did this to you. It's a lose-lose situation. I just don't get why you guys want Ward specifically. Canelo has all these options at 160 and 168 because I don't think he should stay at 175. And you guys want to bring up Ward? See, I didn't mind the Kovalev fight, but I also thought that he should fight somebody he should fight the current champions. And I know Kovalev was a current champion, but we knew that that's not the same. That's not Crusher anymore, right? So it's a calculated risk. But at the same time, like, fight Boo Boo and Charlo at 160, or if you're not going to go to 160, if you're going to stay at 168, fight Caleb Smith and fight Caleb Plant and fight Benavides and fight who else has a belt 168? Caleb Plant, Caleb Smith, Benavides. Who has the other one? 168. Who else is the champion at 168? Who else is the champion at 168? Caleb Smith, Caleb Plant, Benavides. Who's the other belt? Point is, if Canelo fights one of those guys next as a champion, then please, like, by all means, great. I don't want to see no more, calculated risks. No offense against Canelo because that was a good fight. That was a good fight on his part, but fuck. Like, I'm tired of people talking shit. Like, Canelo's not even my favorite, but I'm tired of people using dumbass arguments, you know? Like, somebody said, oh, Canelo fought people, all of them at their prime. He fought Mosley when he was 22 and Cotto when he was 24, so they were already on their way out. Okay, but when was he supposed to fight him? He was 22 when he fought Mosley. When was he supposed to fight him? When he graduated fucking high school? Like, regardless of what you say about Canelo or the little notes you put next to his opponents, no other fighter is volunteering to fight the fighters that Canelo has fought. None of them. None of them. Okay? That's the thing. None of them. When was he supposed to fight Cotto? If he was 24. When he was 21 and still looking dumb flat-footed? I just don't get it. I really don't get what the point is with that. But I do agree that he should be fighting, the real champions and not like, oh shit, what I do? And not like just calculated risks. Arturo, KSI versus Logan Paul fight prediction. Arturo, I'm going to be real with you. I do not give a fuck about Logan Paul versus KSI. I don't, not one single one. I didn't even apply to credentials for this. Then I found out that Devin Haney was going to be on it, and I was like, oh, I should have applied for credentials. But then I could, Devin Haney's cool, and I really like him, but I'm not going to just go to the whole card just for Devin Haney. Because Billy Joe, come on. Ward getting his feet wet in the tub, son of God. Ward clinch ain't working with Bertabia, man. Canelo's the new Mayweather, but just Mexican and Irish looking. So right. People are always going to talk bad about Canelo. Yeah, people are not. See, and I get it. I can tell why, it's cool. Don't like him. But don't also be talking nonsense. Don't be talking nonsense. It's okay to not like Canelo. It's okay. I get it. I get why somebody won't like him. But don't make those dumbass points because they're just dumb and they make you look stupid. Because again, look at Boo Boo and look at Charlo. They can both say that Canelo's ducking them, right? But then they just sitting down like waiting for Canelo to toss them a fucking bone. No, fight each other. I wish boxing fans pressed other middleweights as much as they press Canelo to fight whoever. Oh, Canelo's fighting this guy. Why doesn't he fight Charlo? Why don't they fight each other? They're just waiting like, oh, well, I'm just going to wait here and wait till all the fans are talking shit to Canelo enough for him to be pressured into fighting me. Fight each other. God damn. Virgil Ortiz versus AB would be next also. That would be a good fight because Adrian Broner, I feel like that'd be target practice for Virgil. He gonna throw or neck snap and bite Bertabia. Hefe Ward is biased. Yeah, all of ES, most ES, have you guys heard Bradley commentating? My God. Saunders. But like Chicana told man, let Ward alone. Yeah, let Ward be his religious family man self. Bibol said he drained down to 168 for that check. Let's be honest, buddy. I seen Bibol train almost every week at Legends or a combination boxing gym. He is a small light heavyweight. I think he can easily make 168. He's small. He spars with Benavides all the time. Bibol and Benavides spar all the time. I wouldn't doubt that he would go down to 168, and I would actually think he would be, make better fights at 168, that he would have better chance at winning. Because I don't think he beats Bertabia. Canelo and Billy Joe, but Billy won't fight him. Well, Billy Joe is like one of those guys who likes to talk shit, say people are avoiding him, but then also won't sign contracts. Canelo fought Mayweather. I respect that. I thought that was too soon. I think that was all Oscar trying to tell Canelo to fight him, even though, he didn't even show up for the fight. Yeah, he can make 168 easy. Americans hate seeing non-Americans being the face of boxing. Canelo versus Kovalev was fixed. Oh, God. Here it is, guys. Let's clap. Let's clap. Yay. We finally got a comment of some dumbass saying that it was fixed. Oh, clap, guys. Clap. What do you think about people saying Kovalev took a dive? I think it's stupid. I can't believe people are that. First, they were saying it's a cherry pick. Oh, Canelo's cherry picking. Canelo's cherry picking. So how is it a cherry pick and then Kovalev took a dive? Which one is it? Was it a cherry pick and Canelo was gonna beat Kovalev easily, or was it a dive? I don't think it was a dive. I just think Kovalev is older now, and he was not having it. If you go back and you watch the fight, every time Kovalev would commit himself to a heavy jab, because he caught Canelo with some heavy-ass jabs. When he would commit to it, he would get hit right back with one of Canelo's hooks. Right back. He doesn't like that. He was very, very cautious. And let's be honest, that's what, if you watch the interviews, That's what Buddy McGirt was telling him to do, was saying he was going to tell him to do. Not only in interviews, but if you hear the corners, that's what Buddy McGirt is telling him to do. Just jab. That's it. Don't commit to power. Don't do anything like that because you're going to get... Canelo's a natural counterpuncher. We've been new. We've been new that Canelo, if you come at him, the harder you come at him, the harder he's going to come back to you. Kovale's been knocked out before. Several times. He's not going to like that. Was it a dive or was it a cherry pick? Pick, my dudes. Pick. You know, like, it's crazy to me. Like, just say you don't like Canelo and go. It's that easy. Just say you don't like Canelo and go. If Canelo fights Boo Boo, people are going to say that Boo Boo hasn't fought anybody. No, AB. The reason I think Canelo doesn't fight Boo Boo, and I don't like it, is because look at how many people were saying that Jacobs beat Canelo in the first fight. And I mean, in their last fight. So many people were like, oh, Jacobs beat Canelo because Canelo didn't, punish him enough or didn't knock him out or didn't hurt him. And it's like, because they're technical fighters. And those guys that backpedal, those guys that are more technical in their approach are going to give Canelo more problems than the guys that come forward. Because like I said, guys who come forward, Canelo's a natural counterpuncher. He's going to be able to get you real fast. But the people that are saying that Boo Boo, hasn't fought anybody, true, but I think Canelo doesn't want to fight him because it's another one of those things. He might make me look dumb for a couple rounds because I think Canelo beats Boo Boo. I really do. But he's not. He's going to look kind of dumb at first trying to catch Boo Boo. And Canelo's not going to lose on points. I don't think Boo Boo's going to knock out Canelo. And I know, come on, it's Canelo. He's not going to lose on points. So it's like, he won't fight him because it will be boring, quote unquote boring, for the people that only like action. And it'll make Canelo possibly look a little bit dumb sometimes. So Canelo's not going to... Why? Why is he going to... I feel like when Canelo told Triple G, get a belt and then we'll fight, he was kind of hoping that Triple G would go fight Boo Boo, take his belt, and then take his belt from Golovkin. But Golovkin didn't want to fight him either. It's because he's boring and because he hasn't fought anybody. But, Canelo said, oh, he doesn't present a challenge. Okay, so if it's not a challenge, then fight him and take the belt, Canelo took him deep. Buddy, I feel bad for you. Kovalev, they both get gas, but especially Kovalev. Kovalev gasses out really, really bad. So when it comes to Kovalev, didn't fight the same way he fought Yard. Yes, he did. Kovalev didn't do shit to Yard other than jab. Literally, go back to... Man, I ain't even gonna bother. Canelo's pound for pound, I don't want to deal with the haters. I think I have... I mean, you can argue for him, yeah. Andre Ward laid the blueprint to beat Sergey. What do you think of Crawford? I think Crawford is great. I love Crawford. I don't doubt that he would beat a lot of the champions at 147, but I want to see it. I cannot have... let me bring this shit closer. I cannot have Crawford as a top welterweight when I haven't seen him fight a top welterweight. I'm not doubting his skill because he's a skillful motherfucker. I'm not doubting that he can do damage at 147, but he hasn't yet. Who has he fought? Horn? Benavides? Amir Khan? Like, no offense, but I just don't see how I can put him top of the welterweight division when he hasn't showed me he's a top. He showed me that he's great at 140. And now, again, I know that he's a great boxer. He's definitely pound for pound. Top 3, top 5, whatever you want to say. But I just can't. I don't know how he'll be at 147. Andre would just survive against Canelo and claim he won. Yes, El Jefe. That's literally how it would go. That's literally how it would go. He would circle around the ring, make Canelo be chasing him around, trying to catch him. And Canelo would be landing several combinations when he catches him lightly against the ropes because, he's going to be moving out. And then people are going to be like, oh, Canelo lost because he didn't. And, it's just, come on. I am cool with Cynthia Conte. That's my boo. I love her so much. And I love her work. Buddy, I hope you get laid. Maybe they'll bring some serotonin in your brain and you'll, think better. I'm not going to read those stupid-ass comments. I think Canelo beats everybody at 160, but he won't take fights that will make money. That's exactly what it is. And again, not just that, he says the criticism doesn't get to him, but the criticism gets to him. Because, again, look how many people said that Jacobs won against Canelo. And this is going to sound mean, but I don't even like Canelo like that. I respect him because of who he's fought, especially in the Triple G fights. Even if you think he lost, I think he lost the first one. Those were still great competitive fights, and those things prove to me that he's the real deal, especially against Jacobs too. I love the Jacobs fight. I think he made Jacobs look dumb at times with all his head movement, and he was countering crisp, landing the way better, sharper shots. Jacobs could never get into rhythm the whole fight. So that proved a lot to me. But I think it's just that he knows that if he fought Jacobs and made him look that dumb by missing, and then he fights someone like Boo Boo, who's even more technical and fights more on the back foot, people are gonna keep saying he lost. Why the green hair though? Why not, bitch? If Kovalev versus Canelo was fixed, Kovalev deserves an Oscar for that performance. Yeah, like people are so fucking dumb. Like Kovalev was out before he was even down. And if you see it from another angle, like you can see his whole ass face. You can see how that punch landed and how it messed up his whole face. But again, I don't want to argue with people like that because this is why we can't have nice things. Because people are always, again, those same people that are saying Kovalev took a dive were just saying it was a cherry pick. So which one is it? Is it a cherry pick? Because if it's a cherry pick, then that was supposed to happen, right? But then it didn't. It's like, oh, he took a dive. Like, y'all are so fucking annoying. Man, excuse are giving losers call because his performance isn't believable. He's been having poor performances. He's been not fighting the same since after Ward because he got knocked the fuck out by Eleider Alvarez, who only had like less than 10% of a knockout ratio. Eleider Alvarez had only knocked out like less than half of his opposition, and he was able to knock out Kovalev. Not just that, the second time, how did Kovalev beat Alvarez and make sure that he didn't knock him out? By jabbing him to death. Kovalev didn't go all power move on him like, oh no, bitch, I'm going to use my power and beat you. No! He jabbed Eleider Alvarez to death that match. And then that time with Yard, he wasn't going all ham on Yard either. He didn't fought Yard or Eleider Alvarez the same way he fought Pascal. He didn't. Remember how bad he beat Pascal both times? That was the last time I think I saw Kovalev fight someone like that. All the other times after Ward, it was just jab fest. Jab fest. He wasn't following up anything after the jab. He was just jabbing and not following it up. Normally you jab and then you follow it up with something else. Kovalev doesn't do that anymore. So I don't understand why in this particular fight, they're like, no, he didn't do this. He hasn't been doing this anymore. He's old. Y'all need to get laid. After you move to Vegas, can you please try and get an interview with Floyd Mayweather, please? Well, Floyd is never at the Mayweather gym. He's just doing stuff, and I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I would ever get to interview Mayweather because he's not in the scene like that. He's not in the scene where he's open to get interviewed anymore. Because you know how a lot of boxers retire and then they're still in the scene to be interviewed, or they turn commentators. He's not. He shows up to his own little fights, that he has in the Mayweather promotion shit. But he doesn't. I'll try for you, Arturo, because as you guys remember, I'm friends with Jeff Mayweather and the whole people that have the Mayweather boxing channel. But that doesn't mean that Mayweather Floyd is attached to it. That's just their last name. Like, that's the boxing gym's name. That's the boxing gym's name. That's their last name. It doesn't mean that they are affiliated with Floyd. But I will try for you 100%. Who's your favorite fighter? Right now, I would have to say Inoue because, and Usyk. Mansell won't clear in the second fight against Triple G, but the first one, I think he lost the first one. I think Canelo lost the first one. But then he beat him, in my opinion, the second time. Who are the three coolest people in boxing media? Me, and Cynthia. No, me, Cynthia, and Matt. Matt is a photographer / videographer for Fight Hype. Hi, Jonathan. Good night, Jonathan. Jonathan. Guys, listen to the Ring Walk podcast. It's so good. He has all these interviews with like fighters, and he had a fight with he had an interview with Cancio that I just listened to this week. And Cancio, you guys know who Cancio is, right? He's fighting on the 27th, I believe, in India. He's talking about how Tevin Farmer and Jojo Diaz just are Twitter fingers, like I said. And he's like, man, all these guys are like just literally Twitter fingers. Like, come fight me. Like, I'll fight both of you. And I don't need to be calling you guys out on Twitter. So seriously, listen to the Ring Walk podcast. He has a bunch of champions on there on the podcast. It's great. Canelo against Jacobs as a sparring match. I don't think so, because in sparring matches, people actually land their punches. And Jacobs, I only remember him landing a good amount of punches in the eighth round. Ward can get it to whenever. I'd rather he don't. In 5 years, Mayweather will be begging for attention. Every star burns out over time. I don't think so, El Jefe. I think Mayweather is just one of those guys that he's just always gonna be who he is and be relevant, because look at how many people still bring up his name. He's been retired how long, and people are still like, oh, Mayweather. Anytime Lomachenko fights, oh well, Mayweather would have done this every time. I don't think. Tengo mocos. Thank you so much, Arturo. You are the best. Who holds the WBC bantamweight? WBC bantamweight, that's the one that they try. Oh, wait, no, because they try to give Inoue the diamond, right? I think the bantamweight, isn't it Nettie? I think it's Nettie that has a WBC, right? Look it up, guys. Who is it? Have you ever in Tank Davis? I have, but in well, not really, because it was like a group thing. I just asked them questions. Steve Kim and Ellie. Steve Kim is okay. I don't have anything against either of them. Ellie Setback is I never talked to him one-on-one, but they never said anything or done anything to me, so I don't think they are bad or mean. Do you see Usyk beating any top 5 heavyweights? I think he can if he boxes well, which he does. But I don't know. Is any